Hello. Hello. टेस्ट कर दूंगा। हमें कुछ पैसा लेना। Pratyasha ma'am, please let me know who all are the required to be made co-host. I'll make them accordingly. I have made Dr. Rishikesh Manti, Lajpat Yadav, Lincoln Beltek, and Pratyasha ma'am, you as a co-host. You as a co-host. Anyone else? No, they're the speaker, no? They're not co-host. Anyone else? No, they're the speaker, no? They're not co-host. Mr. Brajesh Padar and Sundaram Srinivasan, Dr. D.K. Sahu. They're the speaker. Okay, who are the speaker? One second. Can we come? I see so many Lajpat Yadav users are trying to log in. So, Brajesh Padar, yeah, he's just joining me. Yes. Which Lajpat Yadav? I think the link has been shared. Yeah. Okay.
Rajesh Kodar. And from Lincoln,
Sundaram Srinivasan and
there will be three or four co-host. All the Lincoln IDs will be co-host, and VK Sahu, Vijay Kumar Sahu will also be made co-host, and Cuttack ID will be made as co-host.
Okay. So, ITI. Yeah. Rajesh Purnar is yet to join our audio.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. This is Sundaram here. I just logged into this link. That I was given, but it says that my name is Lajpat Yadav, which is not correct. And I think Lajpat Yadav is trying to log in. Perhaps we've got our links interchanged, or I don't know exactly what the issue is. But I think perhaps I need to log out.
Yeah, I think you will be using someone else's Mr. Lajpat Yadav's link only. You can always rename yourself. You have an option to.
I see, but then how does he enter and how does he?
There are no names. No, there is two names. I have joined with my name as Lajpat Yadav, whereas I think Mr. Sundaram also, by mistake, I think in case of registration from your end, that his name also appearing as Lajpat Yadav rather than Mr. Sundaram. Yeah. So, I think something from your registration from your side, you need to change that name for him as Mr. Sundaram. Right now, from the registration side, it might not be possible, but all co-hosts have an ability to rename themselves. So you can just rename yourself. You just right click on your screen and you will be able to rename. Because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Lajpat Yadavs who have actually joined. So maybe it's a question of the link being shared across multiple persons. Please rename.
I'm not able to rename. When I right click, nothing is appearing on the screen.
Actually, we can't change the name because when we are entering, it straight takes us to the site. It doesn't allow us to enter our name and then maybe enter the site. What is your name? Sundaram Srinivasan. Yes, you can write maybe as Sundaram. Is this okay now? Yeah. Yes, this is right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's actually AM instead of AN. It's
Can you please SUNDARR M
AM.
One of you please speak. SUNDARRAN, then Srinivasan, SRINIVASAN, right?
No. SUNDARRAN for Madras.
Okay.
Srinivasan is fine.
Yeah. It's okay now?
Looks good, yes.
All right. All right. Go to the host of the meeting and we can start now. I'll stop share. We can start. Yes. Good morning. Welcome you all to this webinar session on Industry 4.0, a technology enabler. We have our esteemed guests from NRDC, Lincoln Electric and SNC Corporation. Dr. Vijay Kumar Sahu is heading NRDC, Intellectual Property Facilitation Center and United Nations WIP, Technology Innovation Support Center at Visakhapatnam, National Research Development Corporation, Government of India. Dr. Sahu recently conferred and received Global IP Convention Award by GIPS during 12th Global IP Convention at Vigyan Bhavan for the promotion of IP and innovation in India and abroad. Dr. Sahu coordinated a Government of India tax code study on innovation policies in China, Korea, and Taiwan, implications for India, and visited many countries. He is also guest faculty on IP and technology management and mentor on IP in many prominent institutes and university and startup ecosystem of STPI, Government of India in this country. He is also a mentor of our IPV cell, ITI Cuttack. Thank you, Dr. Sahu. You are with us. Next guest, Mr. Sundaram Srinivasan, is Managing Director, Lincoln Electric since April 2011. Lincoln Electric is an American multinational and global manufacturer of welding products, arc welding equipments, welding consumables, plasma and oxy fuel cutting equipments, and robotic welding system. Mr. Srinivasan has started his career as management people in ITC. He was president of Ranip brake lining, automatic brake lining in India from 1999 to 2005. Mr. Jadhav, where is photograph? Mr. Jadhav is General Manager, Sales and Marketing, Lincoln Electric India, has contributed 26 years various organization in welding, out of which 11 years he did Lincoln Electric Company. Mrs. Rajas Podra, Head Builder India Private Limited. SNC Corporation is a Japanese company that specializes in pneumatic control engineering to support individual automation. SNC developed a broad range of control systems and equipments such as directional control valve, actuator, and airline equipments to support diverse applications. Mr. Badr has more than 20 years of experience
with automation industries. Mr. Govt has personal passion to contribute towards government scheme and its development. Fortunately, this SNC corporation is our industry partner. So let me come to our topic now. India Industry 4.0, a technology analog. The first industrial revolution was about steam engine and mechanism. The second was about mass production on assembly line with electricity. The third was with the computer and automation, while the fourth is about interconnected of artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, machine learning, quantum intelligence, nanotechnology, machine learning, quantum computing, driverless vehicle, and connectivity. The Industry 4.0, apart, it explores relevance to human intelligence and its ability to personalize and contextualize instead of providing mass-scale solution. It is powerful and therefore dangerous too. It is far more effective and research and touches the lives of the vast majority when compared to the previous versions of industrial revolution. In today's discussion, we'd like to examine closely and discuss further the role that Industry 4.0 is playing in manufacturing and production of engineering tools and equipment leading to automation. With this, it is our privilege to have the guest of honor in this glorious moment to focus on dream from imagination to reality. Now, I request Mr. Sundaram Srinivasan to start with his presentation on Industry 4.0 in world. Thank you.
Good morning to everybody, and I'd like to thank you all for this opportunity to be here and talk on this very, very important subject. When we talk about Industry 4.0, I've been talking on this subject now for, I think, at least 2.5 to 3 years. And when I started initially, it was explaining what the industrial revolutions were about and so on and so forth. But I think now over a period of time, everybody has come to understand what the first industrial revolution was, what the second was, what the third, and so on and so forth. So now when I look at it, I would rather, given the fact that everybody has an understanding of the industrial revolutions, I would rather provide a broader or a higher level perspective of where I think we are headed in terms of irreversible changes and how the world is going to look like post the fourth industrial revolution. To start with, first, let's just examine the first industrial revolution, which was mentioned briefly. We talked about steam engines, but more than steam engines, there are two very, very important changes which came about. Of course, one is steam engines, mechanization. These were the very important changes, no doubt. Another was a change in the way we manufacture, which is to manufacture with interchangeable parts. As compared to making one-off items and everything tailor-made, we made interchangeable parts, which then gave rise to a complete part industry. Now you did not have people making machines all by themselves. They were manufacturers who made large manufacturers making only parts, as we see in the automotive industry today. So one of the important changes. But I think then when we look at the changes in industry, you also have to examine the cultural change that took place. For industries to be successful, industries have to conglomerate together. They have to be together so that all people can work together in one center. And that is what led to the big change from a rural and agrarian society to city-based and urban society. The mass migration of people from the villages to the urban centers started in this period of the first industrial revolutions, which was the late 18th century. The other aspect which I want to talk about when we look at these kind of major changes is the fact that once this major change is made, those who do not follow along with the major change will die. They will perish. Imagine a company which after the first industrial revolution did not have steam power, did not have machines, did not have interchangeable parts, and tried to do everything located in a village. No way they could survive. In this way, every industrial revolution brings some major changes, and this is what we need to keep in mind as we go forward. For example, we talked about electricity, which came with the second industrial revolution. Huge changes. So people who are still relying on steam power and other things, once electricity comes, they are completely left behind. So again, now when we come to the third industrial revolution, again when we looked at computerization, the PLC and so on and so forth, you can see that people who have not conformed to this era will not survive. What then are we looking at the major changes in the fourth industrial revolution? Of course, it's mentioned that there are a lot of things which are coming. Artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, quantum computing, virtual and augmented reality, additive manufacturing. A lot of things are coming. But let's look at the things which are going to make an immediate impact. What we are seeing apart from if you look at the very global environment, what we are seeing apart from the major changes in trading situation is, of course, everybody knows COVID, which is why we are having this, discussion by distance and not face to face. Now, when we see that already the fourth industrial revolution, a large part has taken place. The question is COVID going to have some impact on the fourth industrial revolution? Is it going to slow us down and take us back? No, it is the opposite. COVID is going to cause an acceleration of the fourth industrial revolution. And why is this? So the most impactful and meaningful thing which is going to happen from the fourth industrial revolution, which is already happening in many companies, and in fact is happening in our company and several other companies nearby, is the use of the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things then enables people to manage activity from a distance. They're able to manage factories from a distance, and I think my colleague Lajpat will share with you how the Internet of Things enables, for example, welding to be managed from a distance. For example, our factory which manufactures welding products to be managed from a distance. The important factor which accompanies the Internet of Things is digitalization. If you look at the entire picture, it is digitalization. The ability to manage things from a distance leads to another possible cultural change. First industrial revolution, we talked about people moving from the villages to the cities. But the Internet of Things and management from a distance enables you to do the opposite, which means that you can manage work from a distance. So are we going to witness a change where again people move away from the cities, where this close agglomeration in the cities then starts moving away? Are we going to witness that? It is possible. That is something that we may be witnessing. Again, then the second thing which is not immediately on the horizon, but a lot of it is coming, is machine learning. So machine learning then enables a lot of the activity to be done by machines. The use of human intelligence by machines, again when I say human intelligence is a very wide sense, it is only the algorithmic human intelligence rather than the intuitive human intelligence which gets used by machines. And that is something which can lead to, yes, loss of jobs. Some jobs will go away and new jobs will be created. That's inevitable. That happens with every industrial revolution. So, for example, let me take one very extraordinary case. Let us take, for example, simple surgery. Simple surgery can then be performed with machines. Or let's take an office task. Financial management. For example, let us say, for example, a financial advisor in a bank. Such advice can be given by a machine. So a large number of the jobs which we can see are going to be taken over by the machines. And again, new jobs will be created. What's the guarantee new jobs will be created? We don't know. But when someone said, for example, in the second industrial revolution, somebody asked Henry Ford, but if you're creating a mass production of cars, instead of 100 people making a car, 2 people can make a car, 98 people will be out of jobs. Did that happen? No, it didn't. Thousands of more jobs were created. And this is what we really have to be looking for when we look at the next industrial revolution. What kind of new jobs are going to be created? What kind of changes? So I said 2 things. One is the change in the way people work, which is not in urban centers but from distance. And what kind of new jobs will get created because of the 4th industrial revolution? The other thing which I have to mention here is additive manufacturing, which very much is happening. In fact, arc welding based additive manufacturing is one of the things which is coming in a big way. A lot of things that Lincoln is actually embarking on. And we're supplying, in that case, large dies and with complex structures which can be made only by additive manufacturing. We also look at virtual reality and augmented reality, which would definitely be in the place, which would definitely be a very important part of the future. Virtual reality will be used in design, again enabling people to work from distance. Augmented reality as part of lean manufacturing, as an added tool for manufacturing, which again enables people to manage the factory from a distance. So all this, when we see together as one large conglomeration of technologies, an agglomeration of technologies which results in a complete change in the way of working, not just within the factory, but even outside the factory, we really have to be very, very close to what is happening in the 4th industrial revolution. I will hand over to my colleague Lajpat Yadav, who will then take you through some of the technologies which are actually being practiced. So thank you, and with this I hand over to Lajpat Yadav.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And once again, all the participants in this webinar, I welcome everybody. And thank you, in fact, OSDA and maybe ITI Cuttack for giving us a chance to maybe, present maybe our case, and also maybe, it will be very, very useful for maybe the students. Am I audible? Can everybody hear me? Can somebody confirm?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so I think for the students it's very, very important, and also for the instructors who join, because these are the technologies which is going to be there in the future. And maybe, down the line, if somebody has to survive, and after this COVID-19 situation, I think that the Internet of Things and Industry 4.0 is a very, very relevant subject. Till now, people have not understood maybe what is Internet, maybe, Reading Revolution 4.0. I think for sure now people will be more serious and understanding, what is this, Industry 4.0. And in the Industry 4.0, IoT or IIoT, we call it, Internet of Things or Industrial Internet of Things, is the most important key factor in today's smart factory. And when we talk about IoT, let's not even be, carried away that it is important only for the industry. It is equally important for a training school or a ITI or, any educational institute. Because tomorrow, when you look at post-COVID-19, if still people are coming to the workshops in, ITI, you want to maintain those, that social distancing, and you want to still capture that what the students are doing, okay, this IoT or this kind of, equipment or this kind of technology is very, very important. Here, in fact, you are avoiding all that manual intervention. Like, for example, let's say Dr. Mohanty, where have they consumed? How much gas have they consumed? Okay, and so without any manual intervention, if you want to know that what is happening right now, you can just click a button and see all the machines which are being used in his welding or in his training school, and he can see how many hours each welder or the student has really welded. And that will give you a basic idea that how much effort each student who is there is putting and how much welding he has done during the day. Now, this is where maybe this is more important for the welding industry or industry, but it is equally important even for a training school or a ITI also. So these are the technologies which will coming up. And today, when you are investing in a new equipment or maybe your center of excellence, you have to decide right now because you are investing right now. So whenever you invest, when you buy a new machine, please look at it, the technology. You will be ahead of the technology or you are with the technology. So these are things very, very important. And I'll be covering some live, machines which will be welding, and then we'll show you what all you can see. So what I will do is first I will show you the setup which is already there. So my colleague, Rishabh will take us there, and I would request everybody to put it on mute. And I will now, show you. There's a Veltec Lincoln Veltec lab. You can see that. I'll just unmute that. Okay. And I request the host to just unmute Veltec lab. Yeah. If you see the setup, just I'll ask Rishabh to maybe talk so that everybody can see that. And you can just click on Lincoln Veltec and then you can zoom that and you can see that. So maybe you can go through all the videos which are there and just click on Lincoln Veltec and that will zoom and that will be the main photo which will be there in front of the screen. Yes,
everyone, good afternoon to all the delegates, and of course we are live here from Lincoln Electric Veltec Center, Chennai. And what we can see over here, first of all, I'll request everyone to zoom on the Lincoln Veltec video, and where you can see three booths which are there, where these different set of equipments are there. And of course, we are practicing social distancing currently, so we are actually welding live on the alternate booth, doing all kind of pipeline fabrication and welding, and he is doing all kind of pipeline fabrication. And when we talk about the industry of the pipeline, specifically when we talk about the pipeline industry, there is a separate kind of skill set what is required. So I'll just
go closer, Rishabh, just go closer and show that the pipe will be good.
Yeah. So we'll just show you the pipe booth and how the pipeline welder has to adjust his welding position and the specific kind of skill set and the training is required when we are going for pipeline industry welding. Of course, offshore welding part, there of course the training is a very important part for a welding fabrication industry. And we have one more setup over here where you can see another welder who is welding for a specific heavy fabrication industry, where of course heavy kind of equipment are required, heavy welding is a requirement. So with this, as hopefully all of you have understood the setup, and of course we have a very big center in Chennai. We are just doing this 3 booths. So if you can see, the kind of setup that we have in our Veltec is having the capabilities of robotic welding as well as semi-automatic and as well as all kind of welding and cutting equipment are available. So with this, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Rishabh. And next, I'll just share my screen. Okay, and there you can see the different kind of graphs which are there. Just 1 second. Yeah. Okay, I believe you can see some graphs which are there, and you can see this is a live welding which is happening right now. So just 1 second, I will just pull this up. Can you see the screen now? Can you see the graphs which are live moving? And these are basically amperages. Okay, yes, sir. And you can see the travel speed, and the fourth is basically true energy, which is nothing but the total heat which is inside. Okay, and these are the live graphs. Now, if you see, what kind of amperes which are going on, it is something around let's say 520, 530 amps. Okay, 100 amps, 130 amps, different kind of amps which are happening. And voltage, if you really look at it, is something close to 20. Okay, and when they start, of course, that coming to 65. If you look at these spikes, moment the welder starts, there will be open circuit voltage, and that will be higher, and then whatever the parameter you have set, so you come to that. So these are live. See, you can see these. These are live parameters which are happening now. This I am sitting in my office and I can see this. Welding is happening in the weld kit. This is what we are talking about. Maybe Dr. Mohanty, if he wants to see, sitting in inside his chamber, he can see that how many, if I go back to the data and all, how many machines are being connected and all that, you can see everything there. I'll go to that also. So this is only one machine where the parameters where which welding is going on. And you can see, so Dr. Mohanty can sit, at what amperage, what voltage, what amperage, what wire feed speed, the welder is right now welding. And maybe you can put, then I'll share you another screen. Okay, this is basically both the graphs in the Power Wave Manager, which you can see. And now I'll share another screen, which will give you a lot of other things. Can you see this now? Yes. Just 1 second, I'll go to the screen one. Okay, can you see the screen now? Where there are different graphs, which is arc time, wire usage, gas usage, all these graphs. Can you see this? Yes, sir. Okay, fine. So to start with, this is where I will check in. Okay, and just 1 second, I'll just check in, and then I'll go to. So this is a website where if you have these machines, you can just go to the website, and then automatically you can go to the production monitoring. So I think the internet is slightly slow here. Yeah, it's coming. Okay, this is the screen. So if you look at the left side, okay, this on the left hand side of the screen, where on the top this is checkpoint, which is of course our software. And in Chennai, so what machines do we have? We have maybe Robot 2, then Power Wave Manager. All these are all machines which are being shown here. So if you see this machine, the green one, these three are right now which are connected. Okay, so this is pipe welding booth. Okay, and of course the time, date, everything you can see here. Okay, and for how long the welding has been happening. So if I click this, you can see all, how many hours the machine was in idle time, how many machines, unplanned time, downtime, and all that, and including the consumption of the wire. Now, how much, consumable package which we have put. So this is wire diameter is 1.2 in 5, which is because it is coming in inches to 1.14, and this is hyperfill 2. And the current weight is almost 0.8, 1.2 in 5, which is because it is coming in inches to 1.14. And this is hyperfill 2. And the current weight is almost 0.8. Initial weight was 15 kg, so this was the 15 kg spool. And that means that 6 kg has already been consumed or maybe not used. And the present usage is almost 600 grams, okay, which has been 14.79 hours. So this shows, all the consumption pattern which is there. Now, if I go to, which is, now you can go to a weld listing. Let me go to a weld listing where it will show all the welds, which has been put in on this welding machine. Okay, can you now see on this? See start time, then arcing time, and all this, it is coming here. How much is the deposition, average current, average voltage? You can see all this. So today, for example, let's say 13/7. Today is 13th of July. And right now it is 11:07:53 when the weld has started, this particular weld, okay, and it has been going on since 40 seconds, okay, and then amperage, average amperage is 257 amps, voltage 26.5, volt. Now, if you look at the previous, for example, let's say booth 3, okay, power wave manager booth 3, if you look at it, this in fact has been welded for last weld which was welded before this was of course 8.9 seconds and then amperage was 252. So you can see all the welds which are happening, okay, and pipe welding which maybe Rishabh showed to you, that is also at 11:07:13 where 43 seconds the last weld and the consumption is almost 143 grams something. Okay, average voltage is 100 volts, and of course average voltage is 16 volt. And if you look at why amperage is so low, now this is the difference. This here it is basically what he is doing is a root pass, which is at a very STT process, and there the amperages are very low. So close to 100, 125, that kind of amperages which are being used. And since amperage is low, there is a direct correlation between amperage and voltage. So voltage is also low. And look at booth 3, what Rishabh my colleague has talked about heavy fabrication. When you talk about heavy fabrication, the amperages will be high, which will be beyond 250 amps. So look at this. Here the amperage is 257, okay, and the voltage is correspondingly high, which is 26.5. Okay, and okay, this is where initially you can see all the machines which are connected here, and you can see this is one station which is pipe building. Okay, and here it is connected right now. It is still connected, and the machine on time is almost 1.9 hours. Okay, and this is the second booth which is being which is again 43 OE is 43%, and 1.9 hours. And this S700 is basically our robotic booth, okay, which is also connected, but it is not being used or welding not happening right now. So these are two where the welding is happening. Okay. Our next graph, if I really go back, then you can see the consumption metrics. So now this is where you can see the graphs. How much? Okay. Today, if you look at it, it started at 9 a.m. Okay. So this was the arcing time, which was in 9 a.m. 9:30. This was the arcing time 10:30. So if you look at by the end of the day, okay, it will keep increasing. At the end of the day. Then wire usage, how much wire has been used? Total maybe it will show the time wire usage, which is 1.3 kg since morning. So since morning we have used maybe 1.3 kg. Okay, gas consumption. This will show the gas consumption. We have consumed 1 liter of gas. Okay, gas consumption. This will show the gas consumption. We have consumed 1 liter of gas. Okay, this is what it is. Sorry, this is gas usage is 991, which is liters, and this is of course wire usage, which is 1 kg. Okay, total arcing time is 1.3 hours since morning. So you can understand from 9 o'clock when we started the shift or started our operation. So till now it is 1.2 hours, which is right has been machine has been used. So this gives you an idea wherever you are. This is very important. If suppose you have let's say maybe 50 welders in a shop, or if you have let's say 100 welders in a shop, this is very important. If suppose you have let's say maybe 50 welders in a shop, or if you have let's say 100 welders in a shop, first of all, how do you know? Okay, without really looking at the weld, without even going inside the shop, wherever you are traveling, if you are not in the shop, for example, a production manager today under this situation, lockdown situation, and when your people are still working inside the factory, okay, and nobody is there to monitor. You don't need them to monitor because moment people know that somebody else is remotely monitoring, their efficiency, their effectiveness will not come down because they know somebody is monitoring from a distance. So, and they will get all the data, how much welding has happened during the day. So, during our lockdown period, when, in our factory, when we looked at our factory where we manufacture wire, that entire thing is, of course, a smart factory which is connected to the Internet of Things. And our managing director or our production head, the operation head, sitting at home, they were knowing how much wire has been produced today. Okay. Now, this is the technology which is very useful during these situations, okay, and going forward, when you will have social distancing, when people might not be able to, you don't want more people to come inside the factory, but still you want to monitor this. These are the technologies which will be very, very relevant. And especially maybe in training schools or building schools, these technologies are again very, very important. When you look at a school where the quality of the students is good, how do you really differentiate? Today you have no metrics. Maybe somebody will log in that this welder has done maybe, this student has done maybe 1 hour or 50 seconds or 30 seconds. But that's all manual. Now, if you really want to see something which is, which is not without any manual intervention, these are the technologies which can help. Now, tomorrow, if you are looking at that, maybe, some of your ITI students could go and participate in the world skill. How do you really see that how much efforts they are putting? Somebody needs to monitor that also, that how hard work has gone in getting that welder trained. Now, these are the technologies. Give him a machine, give him a booth, okay, and give him this technology. Anybody sitting anywhere, he can see that how many hours he is welding today. You can put your, upper limits, lower limits. For example, I have shown, those parameters also. What you can do in this, you can set the parameters, upper limits, lower limits. So suppose you are welding, you are supposed to weld at a, 250 amps and maybe let's say 26 volts. What you can do is, to start with, put the limits as 40 amps or 40 amps down. Okay, that could be the starting point. Now, as the welder becomes more and more expert, his skill development goes up. Instead of that, maybe 3 ampere, upper limit, lower limit, you set maybe around 10 or maybe 15 amps as upper and lower limit. So each moment he crosses, either a machine stops or his maybe instructor or the principal, somebody gets an alarm that your welder has gone crossed or gone beyond the limits. Now that is where, if frequently he is going beyond the limits, means his weld quality is not improving. Okay, so very, very difficult for him to maybe stand and get a position in any competition maybe going forward. Now these are the technologies which are very, very useful, and anyway when you are investing for maybe world skills and these kind of skills where you have to compete with the world's best. Okay, and let me be very honest. For example, in case of, let's say now when we look at 2022, maybe the world skills, India has not even started the district level competition, but when we look at our competitors, for example, let's say China. China has already, who is going to be the welder. They have already defined 2 welders, that these are the 2 welders who will be representing China in 2022 world, world skills. The training has already started. So you can very well understand that 2 years they have got time with this technology. If you are really improving yourself, somebody is monitoring you at a distance during these difficult times, because one welder can still come to the shop and he can still continue welding, keep maintaining that social distance, no disturbance, and even remotely people can explain it to him that these are the areas where you need improvement. These are the areas where I think you need to do improvement. So these are the areas which can be discussed over these kind of technologies like Zoom or maybe any other technology, explained to him, and then he keep improving on that. So this is what we have been talking about, that these are the technologies which are available. Now I'll talk about a small presentation which I'll talk now, and just a second, I'll just connect to that. So now I'll share a small presentation, which of course will be talking about, Industry 4.0 and how welding is, associated with that. The presentation here. Yes, sir. Oh, right. Basically, I think we have already covered, Mr. Sundaram has covered Industry 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0, and don't want to really talk about it. And what is very, very relevant, that if you don't adapt to this, for example, let's say Industry Revolution 3, if you have not used electronics, if you have not used maybe IT, you will not be more competitive. So you will not be able to stay in this market conditions, and you will be wiped out. Same thing now for Industry 4.0. If you don't adopt these technologies, which is what? Which is automation and which is data exchange in manufacturing technologies. Okay, which could be cyber physical system or Internet of Things and cloud computing and all that is very, very important. And these are what going to make you smart factory. Today, if Lincoln Electric, during the last maybe 3 months, under the lockdown situation, we are able to feed our customers, even if they want material today, even if my factory is locked down, under lockdown, still I can deliver the material if I'm allowed to take the truck, because our people are inside the factory, they are still producing, they are staying inside the factory, they are producing the product, and our top management is monitoring how much production is happening through the smart factory system, which is Internet of Things. Okay, so that is where these technologies are very, very important if you want to survive going forward. So you have no option not to adopt these kind of technologies. Okay, when we talk about Internet of Things and how it's related to welding, this is more important. What you have today in the welding machines, the Internet of Things, all the machines, majority of the machines, which are high-end machines, do have Internet of Things inbuilt in those machines, or maybe as an optional item. It depends from manufacturer, but these are available. And this is what you should be asking. Then cloud computing, like this checkpoint, all the data is going to the cloud, and then it is pulled back, okay, on your screen, which everybody is able to see. The machines are interactive. In a sense, you can really communicate. The person who is actually welding can really communicate. He can have his own waveforms. So these are all intelligent communications. Okay, robo. I have seen one of the robots which are connected. In fact, we are conducting now. These are maybe we can't go to the customer, demonstrate the machine there to him. We can't catch that machine. We can't. People can't go to the customer's place. So what we are doing right now is using this, Industry 4.0 or IIoT or IoT and our World Tech Center, where our people will have a 0.0 or IIoT or IoT and our World Tech Center, where our people will have a live telecast to the customer, and we will do simulate his job inside our World Tech. We will do the welding on our robo, okay, and then we will have a live stream of the parameters what we have shown it to you now. So customer can live see what are the parameters at which the welding is happening, and then we'll show him all the aesthetic part of the welding, and then with those welded joints, maybe those plates, we'll send it across to him. So then he can look at maybe the weld output is, he can really break it, he can see the penetration, he can send it for X-ray, and then maybe if everything is okay, he knows that what parameter welding has happened. So these are the live streams which are possible. Okay, entire production monitoring, quality monitoring, you can do it with these machines. More important is augmented reality simulation, which are mainly for training. Now we are also organizing, in fact, for many states, especially for, in fact, universities, we have organized, our webinars, which are on training, on virtual training. One of the states, in fact, which is of course western part, we have organized teachers training course also. Okay, that is on maybe virtual platform we have organized, and how and which are the that was mainly on world skills. That what are the parameters on which a student is being monitored? Okay, how each the trainer has to conduct all those training programs to their welders while training them. That we organize live. In fact, our welders in charge and also the jury member of World Skills here in India, Clifford, he is undergoing a training now, live training, which is happening. He is conducting some certification course, which is happening right from US. So he comes to the Weldtech in the night, okay, and getting certified for the those internal certificates, which is happening night. But that is all virtual platform. So please don't underestimate this technology, which is going to be the future. And next, when we talk about the equipment, this is the exact, the equipment. It is no more a technology which is like welding transformers, rectifiers, which might be, you see in your welding shops. If you go to the ITI schools, there, welding schools, you will see a lot of oil transformers which have been, maybe, that is the technology which is outdated maybe 20 years back. But still, the students are being trained on that technology. I don't know what they are going to learn. So you have to be, with the technology. So today, if you look at the machines, now the first one which is top, if you look at this, shows how the machine, the size of the machine has come down. The main transformer was maybe, some 30 years, 40 years back. Then it came down to maybe, 10 kgs. Today it is just in grams. Okay? That is our technology. So that's where if you look at the machine today, the entire machine looks 15 kg or 20 kg. Whereas if you all that intelligent communication which is happening. The processes are very, very adaptive. There are different modes which are there in the machine, okay, and which can adapt from the lower thicknesses to higher thicknesses, to the pipe welding, to the offshore welding, and maybe you can see the productivity graphs there, and you can see weld monitoring, which is through cloud, quality monitoring. So all these are things which are in fact already there. In fact, we have in our machines, it isn't there for the last maybe 15 years. But now it has started picking up, people started asking it. Okay. And this is how technology has changed what I've been talking about. That transformers, if you look at it, maybe 20 years back, big transformer, the smaller, and today this is kind of the main transformer which is there. Okay. And the latest machines, these are all high-speed digital controls where you can put your parameters. And today, in fact, if you have, let's say, 20 welders in a shop, and they are doing same job, repeated job every day. He is doing same job today, he is doing same job tomorrow. What he can do is he can save his parameters on a pen drive. He can save the parameters on the pen drive, need not to do anything, just come, put insert that pen drive, and the parameters will come in. And so you will ensure the weld quality, consistent quality at the same parameters, with these machines. I think that's good enough. I think we are already, closer to our time. So I think this is enough, and I think this has given an overview of how technology is evolving. And that's what Mr. Sundaram has said, that if you don't adapt this technology, you will be out of this market. So you have no option but to adapt this technology. With that, thank you much. Thank you very much for giving us a chance, and I think everybody has enjoyed. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yadav. Of course, we have to adopt the new technology. As you told, due to adoption of this industry 4.0, we may lose job, but we have to think how we can create more job, because we know new job, we require new skill. So we have to prepare our students to make them industry ready by implementing new skill in our curriculum. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. D.K. Sahu to start his presentation on the role of IT in Industry 4.0, challenges and opportunity. Dr. Sahu, please.
Good morning, all of you. It's a privilege for me, and the program is quite relevant today at this challenging time. And we had an excellent speaker. I think Dr. Jadhav and Dr. Srinivasan excellently presented the practical orientation of this 3.0 today as far as this challenging time is concerned. And I will talk about what is this 4.0 and how it will be creating impact to the society under this challenging time. And we have also a Govt of India, many policy changes, policy opportunity, and also the challenges for the people of the country when we talked about skill development and skill creation or skill capacity building. You all aware about this all this flagship program of Government of India, Make in India, Startup India, Digital India, Innovate India, and also now the notion of self-reliant India we have been talking about, and Prime Minister of India already established such ecosystem in the country. How we can create a skill set, and that skill set create the impact to the society at large. So excellent challenging time today. Let me tell you, this COVID has also given an opportunity to mitigate the challenge. The country who was importing PPE kits is now manufacturing PPE kits 3 lakhs per day, and now the country is export potential for this PPE kits. So this is the time and for the learning, and we must have to learn and collaborate with each other. Collaboration is very, very important. Such a beautiful presentation from Lincoln Group of Companies, how they are making the difference to the country today at this challenging time. So when we talked about innovation, as far as innovation and value creation is concerned, we need to create a skill, and that skill development is very, very important, and how Industry 4.0 has created, going to create the impact. And let me tell you, before you, innovation is a buzzword these days. Everybody talks about innovation. But as far as the technological innovation is concerned, the most important part today for a country, for a citizen of this country, is we need creativity, invention, innovation, and skill set. Only we will be able to manage this national innovation ecosystem, and that national innovation ecosystem certainly give the benefit to the economy of the nation. So those countries who have that skill set, creativity and invention ideas, and also connectivity, they have largely created the impact in the global economy as far as Industry 4.0 is concerned. As far as in Government of India policy, what are the opportunities? Certainly, the Government of India has initiated, ITI has also initiated many of the ecosystem with various departments under the Department of Heavy Industries of Government of India. At the same time, this decade has declared the decade of the innovation. Many of the opportunities are there. The way ITI has done this kind of program, that capacity building is very, very important, because people should know. The people of the country must be aware about this technology and this revolution of this technology. And we must not depend on the history. We must have to change as for the time, because this time is very, very tough time. And for this tough time, how the people or how the institution have come out with many innovation for mitigating the challenge in COVID-19. Certainly, I talked about all these issues, but we need to create a skill set and innovation. And for that innovation, many people of the country today have a great idea, but they are not getting the platform to create that idea into a process and product. That is very, very important. So IP creation is very, very important today as far as it is very, very important. So IP creation is very, very important today as far as the Industry 4.0 is concerned. And as far as the Industry 4.0, we are much behind as far as the technological creation in the country. We can't depend on the import of technology. We must have to create the technology to mitigate the challenge at our own place. That's the Atmanirbhar Bharat today. How we can create it, how we can protect it, because creation protection is very, very important today in the WTO knowledge economy. Those countries who are violating the IP norm or intellectual property norm, today they have been kept as a priority watch list, and India is also in that situation. So let me tell you, my dear friend, when we talked about Atmanirbhar Bharat, we have a great economic infrastructure, vibrant demographic today, and that is the beauty of the India, and also demand, and that is the beauty of the India, and also demand and system is well placed. Ecosystem is there, but we have to connect the ecosystem, collaborate the ecosystem, and mitigate. And collaboration, cooperation is very, very important if we want to sustain and also leverage this Atmanirbhar Bharat. We have many phases. We have a new horizon of growth, and also Government of India reform and enabling ecosystem created, in particular in MSME, that we have excellent funding for that. Also, we have an excellent startup ecosystem, and those people who think that the skill they have confined skill to some of the sector. No, we must have to bring innovation in the skill also. That diversification we must have to approach, and that's Atmanirbhar Bharat gives the opportunity to people of the country or the people those who are managing skill, mitigating skill, and also building the skill in various institutions and departments. They protect the creativity of what they are creating. And that is nothing but the intellectual property. And today, in intellectual property creation, patent creation, we are much more poor that we must have to understand. That I just wanted to share with you. So, there is a paradigm shift through technological innovation, and we must have to adopt new innovation. And Mr. Jadhav and Dr. Sundarajan has already talked about. And let me talk about what we do as NRDC, National Research Development Corporation of the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. In recent time, we have some of our labs of Government of India has come out with the new innovative PPE kits. And today we transfer this technology to 5 MSME, and that MSME today manufacturing this PPE kits and providing this indigenous product to the people of the country to mitigate COVID-19. So that is the innovation. Innovation is nothing but the value creation and also created different in the people. That technology is accessible, available, and adaptable to the people of this country. So at the same time, let me also inform you, many challenges today we are facing. We are not able to go outside last 4 months. But this combating this COVID-19, many of the institutes of India are also doing their best in research and development. Many of the people, individuals, they have created some of the new process and products. Those who are not skill set, they know something and they thought that they can make the difference. They came out with testing, treating, and also tracking of this COVID-19. So both academia, industry, government has collaborated. We came out with this compendium of this COVID-19 technology, and many of the startup entrepreneurs, those who are interested now manufacturing the product in the country, so that country can get the indigenous product without depend on import. And so that's the dream of Mahatma Gandhi, Swadeshi, and also the vision of the Prime Minister of India. At the same time, on COVID-19, any related to artificial intelligence, IoT, the challenges what Mr. Jadhav has talked about, we also help individual, anyone who have the idea to mitigate such kind of risk, we promote, because innovation promotion is very, very important. And we have we file the patent, we protect the patent, because patent is nothing but the originality of the product and the ownership, the person who have invented it or created it. So any design, any industrial design, any new process and product, we have protect as a patent, and that gives a value to the country at large also. That create the ecosystem in the country and also create the ecosystem in the internationalization of our process and product. At the same time, we help in prototype development, and also we try to connect, because our job is connecting lab and land, or connecting academia and industry, where technology is generating and technology is commercializing, so that people can get the benefit. That's the role we play. As far as anyone in the country who have an idea, that idea related to particular area, maybe related to Industry 4.0 also, we protect all, from the protection to commercialization or prototype, we plays a very important role. Any industries, any MSME for startup, universities, engineering college, and we focus more on MSME and startup, and we also bear the cost for the same, as far as the all IP creation, IP protection, IP commercialization, and at the end we connect to various entrepreneur and industry in the country. So friends, navigating new business to the world of future is foggy. Anyone, whomever we are building the capacity in our ecosystem, we must have to tell that any new process and product what is going to venture to the market must be protected or standardized. That we must have to understand as far as the Industry 4.0 is concerned. As far as the Industry 4.0, the innovations comes from various geographical locations, and the ownership is very, very important today. And you know the challenges for this country and the community today is the piracy and also spurious process and products which were selling in the market. That is the biggest challenge today, and that orientation we must have to create in our institution, so that our people can respect the innovation, respect the IP, and also if somebody is using that IP, must take the permission or license for using that kind of technology for the commercial benefit. I need not to talk about Internet of Things, blockchain, artificial intelligence, cloud computing. All this my previous speaker talked about excellently. But at the same time, what are the challenge and opportunities in India that we must have to understand? Before that, I thought, let me also tell you, in the Global Innovation Index, our innovation rank is 52. So how from 92 ranks, the country was in 2015, the country was in a very tough situation as far as the innovation is concerned, innovation parameter is concerned. From 81 to 52, we have changed many opportunities, created opportunities, come out with many policy options, and also capacity building is very, very important to the people of this country. Then only we can get an excellent framework ranking in the globally as far as the innovation is concerned. And certainly, Industry 4.0 is a great innovation. But in that great innovation, how the ownership and intellectual property plays an important role, that we must have to understand, and that we must have to build the capacity of the people. Let me tell you about the patent, the intellectual property in the form of patent. China was the number 10 in 2005, but today China is number 1 ahead than Germany, Japan, and US. That we must have to understand how the monopoly, and we must have to realize that we are part of the WTO economy. We are part of the trade-related aspect of intellectual property rights agreement. We signed, all countries signed. Those who are the signatory country of the WTO must harmonize the global WTO system in their country. So today we must have to see the monopoly of WTO in the WTO as far as the intellectual property is concerned, how the country are building their economy in the form of intangible asset, that is intellectual property. Intellectual property is considered as an intangible asset that we must have to protect as Indian if we want to sustain in the global economy. Protection is very, very important, and we have seen in the case of Haldi, we have seen in the case of Neem, Basmati. So thing is that if you are not going to protect, somebody will protect and sue against us. That is challenges as a global platform. So IPR is the biggest challenge as far as the Industry 4.0, as far as the artificial intelligence, IoT, blockchain, all the technology are concerned, that we must have to understand access to technology. Intellectual property plays a very important role. Public and private sector research. See, here some of the leaders from the industry are here also. In India, private sector is not doing research on and innovation on putting research on innovation because they feel that India has a poor IT ecosystem. And 75% investment for the research and development come from the public sector organization, from government. That we must have to understand. And also the issues of imitation and infringement that you know better than me. And India has been kept a special 301 provision. As an Indian context, let me tell about innovation, particularly in this as a priority watch list country. Those countries where violation of intellectual property, infringement, imitation goes, that is the biggest challenge. If we want to build the confident capacity of our people today, we must have to build their capacity in the form of innovative ways so that they must respect the IP, they must not imitate the role today.
Thank you, sir. Your turn. We have one more speaker.
Yes, I'll just like to take another 2 minutes. So Niti Aayog has come out with a policy. We have a summer scheme of Department of Heavy Industries, and they have trying to build the capacity, and we have a core center of Industry 4.0, Center for Industry 4.0 at lab at Pune, IIT Delhi, and also IIT Bangalore and CMT. Their job is to create the collaboration and also cooperation and also help, and also training is very, very important. Building capacity to the next leader is very, very important as far as Industry 4.0, and that we must have to achieve in terms of that. I would just like to tell you about 4.0 that we must have to achieve in terms of that. I would just like to tell you about the point today. This is one of the patent related to Industry 4.0 also. One of the startup has got a system for analyzing risk associated with cough sound. That means how the beautiful innovation. That means if you can, if you have a cough from your cough sound, they will able to analyze what kind of disease or what kind of problem we are suffering. So this kind of innovation are coming. We must have to protect, and at the same time we must have to commercialize so that people of the country will get benefit out of it. So intellectual property plays a very important role today in the knowledge economy, but unfortunately in India our position on at Industry 4.0 ownership, we are poor. It will come today in the knowledge economy, but unfortunately in India our position on at Industry 4.0 ownership, we are poor. It will compare with other countries. And that ecosystem we must have to create, and we must have to be out of box so that we can make the difference. And industry academia collaboration is very, very important. As the government of India came out with the number of opportunity for software product development related to Industry 4.0, we have a scheme, we have a budget. Any ecosystem can connect and also create an ecosystem in the country. That is very, very important. And challenge for innovation and IP today, as far as the Industry 4.0 is, we need a skill-based workforce, and that's the role of skill development means to create an ecosystem where the people should understand to protect their idea, and intellectual property is not confined to the people, those who are PhD or the doctorate, they can only protect the IP. Anyone have the right to protect their intellectual output from their work if it is a new work, novel work, and having the industrial applicability. So thank you all of you, and let me tell you one word. The problem is never how to get the new innovative thought into our mind, but how to get the old one out. Thank you, Dr. Mahanti, for making the difference, and certainly in our collaboration we can create a little impact, and that's the dream of Mahatma Gandhi and also vision of Prime Minister of India. Thank you all of you. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Sahu. Since you are running out of time, so I would now request Mr. Rajas Padlar from SNC Corporation India to start his presentation. Why skill development in Industry 4.0 is critical for us and how it can be achieved. He is requested to complete this presentation within 10 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, Dr. Mahanti. I thank OSDA and you for inviting me as a speaker. Now, you have given me topic, the skill development in Industry 4.0, why this is critical and how this can be achieved. Now, before we talk this, isn't it interesting that so many people here, we are sitting at different places inside our houses and are connected digitally and can communicate with each other, and we consider this as a new normal. Now, Industry 4.0 actually reflects the evolution of many such new normal, which is changing the face of new workforce. Now, some years back, maybe 2-3 years back, the talk of Industry 4.0 was more a buzzword, and the discussion on Industry 4.0 was confined mainly on its introduction and future prospects. However, this has changed. We are now talking about its implementation in real life. The question now is not that whether we need Industry 4 or not. It is a matter of now when and how. Sooner we adopt, better for us. I am sharing some of my thoughts through a brief presentation, how the Industry 4 is critical and how we can achieve this. Just a minute. Yes. So I'll just stop the video so that, yes. Now, just to share the understanding what Industry 4.0 for me is like, So Industry 4.0 talks about the level of technological advancement in a setup, and systems are digitally connected and capable of communicating with each other to generate huge amount of data. We call that can be subjected to analytical tools to make system take intelligent decision on its own application of AI, and improves itself with time. application of machine learning to enhance overall operational efficiency. In a manufacturing setup, various technologies known as building blocks of Industry 4.0 are deployed to achieve this. Now, as I told you, like it's not a buzzword now, it's the real thing that's going to change the way we live. In next few years, we'll reach a point where there will be a clear divide between have and have-nots. The industry which is having Industry 4.0 technology and industry which are not having Industry 4.0 technology. Now, it's a future-focused program. Future is getting increasingly autonomous. Now, technologies like IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, combining together is affecting the spheres of our personal and corporate lives. So, the manufacturing is going to the next level. So, it's changing everything. The impact is quite huge. Now, coming to the topic, when the impact is so huge, now it has to be very critical, it must be very critical, and we must know how to achieve this. Now, if we look at the India and the world in terms of Industry 4.0, now this is the first time that we are actually discussing the scope and impact of a technological revolution before it is full-fledged achieved. Okay. In another part, like India is almost in the same phase as the rest of the world is when it comes to Industry 4.0 implementation. Hence, we are not lagging behind much with the rest of the world. We are equally poised to take the lead. The advantage with us is, like India's IT infrastructure is better placed than many other countries, and hence the opportunity to leverage on this sustainability. Now, to know that why Industry 4.0 is critical, some of the factors we all know, and digitalization of the work and lifestyle that is affecting our day-to-day life, day-to-day work behavior. Then there is the changing consumer behavior. Now, there was a time like there was material available, there was the products were available, and you have to select out of those products. But today, the individual customer wants the product as per their customized way. So the Industry 4.0 actually talks how you can customize the product for the individual consumer. But that kind of flexibility the customer wants, and that becomes very critical for the manufacturing company. Then there is a need of technological advancement in manufacturing, because the government focus on Make in India, trying to make India as a manufacturing hub. So manufacturing has to go at the next level. So there is a need of technological advancement in that. Now there's the concept of a smart home, smart devices, a smart city, smart factory, smart governance gaining momentum. Then the complex value chain, from the suppliers to the logistics part to the consumer. So anything is disrupted, the consumer is getting affected. The overall process is getting affected. So these are the critical things. So that way, Industry 4.0 is not just an opportunity, but an imperative. Now the big question, how to achieve this. Now I'm sharing some of the thoughts, how we can achieve this. Now, awareness campaign on Industry 4.0. Now let the youth be aware of its scope and impact. That is very important. Now we can have training programs, courses to be started at various levels. Now it's important to design the right curriculum for different levels. Industry 4.0 technologies could be very complex. A syllabus meant for engineering students cannot be replicated for ITI students. Approach must be pragmatic. So this is very important, because we have to really understand what kind of job role a particular grade student will be employed to, and accordingly we can design the syllabus. Okay. Now the state can set up a central experience zone on Industry 4.0 technologies for better understanding of Industry 4.0 technology applications and its relevance in real life. Now there can be two kinds of setup. One could be pure didactic, and another could be live setup. As we saw just before two presentations, we saw this welding application. So that kind of setup can be set up by the government. Okay. While deciding on training and skill development modules on Industry 4.0, all the technologies must be focused, which are the part of Industry 4.0 technologies. Now, Currently, there is no central policy to drive the transition to Industry 4.0. States should set up a core team, we can call that team 4.0, comprising domain experts, marketing minds from the industry, and the government official to advise the state and drive the government initiatives. They need to coordinate with the industries, technology providers, academic institutions, and skilled youths. Now, this Team 4.0 will evaluate Industry 4.0 implementation need, provide suggestions, and create a roadmap. This will be a push strategy to create demand for Industry 4.0 technology by the industry and also provide employment opportunity for skilled workforce in SMEs. So this is going to address the complete ecosystem because this is a new revolution, this is a new technologies that is going to be adopted by the industry. So that kind of a strategy is going to help to the government. Now, the policy framework also has to address the ecosystem. Now, startups in Industry 4.0 technological domain should be supported with the special incentives. Now, starting business should be simplified. Tax and compliance support should be extended during initial years. And easy entry and easy exit will encourage entrepreneurs to take the plunge. Now, find ways to invest in the right training modules and equipments. Now, this is always I see as a big challenge. Now, some of the institutes, even if they want to go for the good equipment, the process is so cumbersome and tidy in government setup that they fail to buy the right equipment. Then we
sir, you try to finish it in 1 minute.
Yeah. Now, there are world-class faculty training centers should be established centrally, where teachers should be trained on Industry 4.0. Only if we have good trained teachers, we can have it successful in achieving these goals. And to be more future-oriented, a state can set up Center of Advanced Learning on Industry 4.2 to ensure progression post-transition in desired direction. Now again, employability. Students must be made visible to the industry for their domain-specific knowledge. A mobile app dedicated for Industry 4.2 to train professionals can be developed to provide a platform where students can register about their acquired skills and industry can reach to the specific student as per requirement. A lot can be done through this platform. So that was it actually. I just rushed through and then need to understand that skill development on Industry 4.0 technologies are not like other skill development courses. Focus should be on producing quality skilled workforce, cannot target big numbers in the beginning. And I'll just skip this, it's running short of time. So in the last, I'll conclude by saying that Industry 4.0 is poised to revolutionize the manufacturing around the globe. The fact highlights the need for a highly trained and flexible workforce and production capacity that can answer the needs of the tomorrow as well as those of today. And I'll just quote Eric Hoffer, and here is my contact details. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Kindly share your slides presentation. Thank you, sir. As we are running shortage of time, so it is not possible for us question and answer session. However, at the end, I want to tell you the Honorable Prime Minister once had a remark that IIT and ITI are the two eyes of the country. We government ITI Cuttack are proud to be one of the eye and feel privileged to have partnered with the industry for creating job readiness. Thank you all for this wonderful session. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we close the session for the first half, please? Much. We'll be back again.